Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the second video of the Cursor IDE Mastery series, where we are going to have a quick start tutorial on how to use the Cursor IDE in the best way and what are the features which the Cursor IDE provides. So when we talk about what exactly is a cursor, basically Cursor AI or Cursor is a IDE or an integrated development environment, but it is a special IDE which can help us write the code using AI. So we have different kind of AI models which we called as large language models like Claude, GPT, Gemini, which are specialized in writing codes, right? But how to make use of them to write the code directly in our own repository or project, we need some special IDE like Cursor. So that's what Cursor is, and we have already seen how to do the installation and setup, and also we have seen the initial part of Cursor, that how can we make use of it to write a code. That's what we have seen in the first video of this series. In this video, we are going to ask Cursor to explain our code base. So if you have a code, if you have a project or a repo, Cursor can explain your project. It can read your project and then create a proper explanation of it. We will also do a small change in our project and we will ask Cursor to do it. We will review the change or the difference and verify the result as well. If we can have a verification tests, we can do the verification, and we can use a plan mode for bigger changes. So if you have some bigger changes, we have something called as plan mode. So we are going to explore all these capabilities of Cursor in this video. So right now let me open Cursor, and this is what it is. I have a project named as Simple Notes app. Now what this project is all about, let me actually run this and show you. And it doesn't matter what project you have. Right now we are exploring Cursor, but we need a project, right? We need a project to understand its capabilities and utilize its capabilities. So let me run it. So for now, let me actually open a terminal in this directory. So I have opened a terminal in the Simple Notes app directory, and I will run the file named as app.py. And when I run it, I will have a tkinter user interface, and this is what it is. So basically this is the desktop app, or you can say the application, the Python app, which is created in the Simple Notes app project. This project or this particular app has two notes already filled in. We can create new notes, we can delete notes, we can save notes, reset notes, we can do a lot of things. We can do search as well, right? If I just say tip, then you can see the tip notes is being searched. We can create new notes as well. Let me quickly do it. So if I say new notes, I clicked on the new note. Now I'll give it a title, Cursor AI, and body I can say is it's an AI based IDE, and click on save. So I will have it as well, welcome tip and then Cursor AI. So this is what the application or the project is all about. But let's actually imagine that this is a big project. It has hundreds of features and or hundreds of functionalities. So we might need to understand the code first, and that's our first part. We will ask Cursor to explain our code base. So what we can actually do is, let's say you are just starting with it. So you will see this option of toggle agent. Click here and you will have a new agent tab available. Basically agent is nothing but just a chat in your Cursor, but this chat is special. It's an agentic chat. It can follow your instructions and do a lot of different things. So an agent is something which can understand your concern, and based on it, it can do the task. And it generally, an agent is about a specific task. So let's have this agent. Let's create this agent which can understand our code for now. So we can say you are a code understanding and small changes maker agent. The prompt can be better, but right now I'm just using this prompt. And yes, let's add this small changes maker agent, because that's our next task, to understand how Cursor can do a very small change in our project. Let me also tell the agent that which project you need to work on. So you need to work on, I can also write the name Simple Notes app, but it will be good if you just give its context directly here. So I can say at simple underscore notes underscore app, and you will find this particular thing. Click here, and now your agent will have the context of this folder. It knows that it needs to work on this particular project. Now I can say explain this code base, point me to the main entry point, key modules, and anything I should read before making the change. So this is a good prompt right now. Hit enter, and now you have an agent. It will automatically create a name of the agent. So the name it created is Simple Notes App Codebase Overview. So first of all, it will just read your project, and then it will explain you the project or the code base as well. So the response which we got it. I'll quickly map the Simple Notes app folder structure, then read the key files like app.py, db.py, models.py, requirements.py. That's what I have here, requirements.txt, to explain the runtime flow, main entry points, and where to make the common changes. So it has gone through your project, explored all the 4 files. Now what this code base is all about. So it is a tiny desktop app or desktop notes app built with Python standard library, Tick enter. Nodes are stored in memory database, a Python dictionary. We didn't know it, right? But now we know that the nodes are actually being stored in a database, which is actually a Python dictionary, not an actual external database. So the data is lost when the app closed, right? This is what we know for now. We have a folder structure. App.py is the main entry which contains all the UI code. db.py contains the data layer. Models contain the models. And we have requirement.txt, no depth, no dependencies, just a note that everything is standard for now. So this is the main entry. And we have a lot of different things about this particular project. The runtime flow inside the nodes app. We have the key modules. We have the db.py explanation as well about the state for the CRUD operation being performed, the query which is being performed, and for the app.py we have the UI state, important details, and we also have the read this before changing things notes. So it's an in-memory only app. It has a frozen node. Updates must replace the nodes. Current code already does this with replace. Selection mapping. It has save validation. So where to make some common changes? If you want to change the UI or the layout or the add some fields, you need to make it at this particular point in the nodes app dot build UI function. So basically it has given you a lot of details about your current project. At least if you have not seen the code, now you know a bit about the code, right? You can actually ask it to create a report out of the code base so that you have an external report in a txt file, .md file, or whatever format you want, and it can do it for you. So the first part, that is to understand your code base, this is how you can do it. And it is all about the prompt which you gave made Cursor to explain your code base, read and explain your code base, right? So we are done with this particular part, but now let's do a small change. What change should we do? If you see the app right now, the app is good for now, right? A small change which we can do is, let's, instead of having it inside a, I would say, Python dictionary, let's have it in some database. Let's use the SQLite database, which is a good change, right? Now your data will not be lost. So for now, let's just close this and ask it to do a small change. And actually I'm doing a big change. It's not a small change, but let's do it because the project is small enough. So let's ask it to do it. Do a small change, replace Python dictionary with SQLite. Hit enter and it will do it for you. Well, this is actually not a very small change. Again, I'm telling you, it's not a small change to just migrate the database. But since the project is small enough, we are okay to do it. And it's just an example project, so we can do it for now. So you can see it is actually doing it and it knows where to do it. It is doing the change in the db.py file. Now here you will understand two things: how to do a small change in your existing project and how to review those changes as well. It will also help you, that is the Cursor will also help you to review the differences, and you can do the verification if you have some tests already written in your code. Right now we don't have it, and let's not just create it with AI, but just for your understanding I will tell you, you can verify the result with your unit test and you can review the differences as well, or you can ask Cursor as well to do the verification itself. So let's make use of this. We will do the review of what the change it has done, and we will ask Cursor to do the verification. So right now I think we are done. Let's see what's the response it has given. I will swap the in-memory nodes DB out for small SQLite 3 backed implementation, then wire the app.py to use it, including creating the table on startup and closing the DB cleanly on exit. So it has done some change in the db.py file. I will show you the change and we will review the change. Now I will update the app.py. It has done some updates in the app.py as well to use the new SQLite nodes DB class. So there is a change in the app.py as well. So the changes are done. From dictionary we are using SQLite. What changed? The DB layer changed and the app wiring changed. What are the files which got updated? These two files got updated. How to run it? That is also what it has given. So it has given you a review of the changes which it has done and the list of files as well, right? So let's actually review the code. So you can just click here, or you can just click here as well in the db.py, and let's close this for now, and the terminal as well. And now you can see the updated file. You can see this is the updated data, right? You can undo the file as well if you do not want this change, and you can keep the file as well if you want the change. We will keep it because it's actually a big code. Let's not just go line by line and do the actual review, but this is how you can do the actual review if you want to. Now if you open the chat window and go to your actual agent, so our actual agent is this simple notes code base overview. Here you will see the different changes it has done. You can expand this up and you can see that it has imported SQLite, it has imported pathlib, it has removed something, it has added back something. So here you can see the differences in the code, in the actual code, right? Generally you will see this kind of thing using Git, right? So it might be internally using Git, we don't know, but yeah, it's showing this particular thing. So what we got to know is how to make a small change in our code. That's something we got to know now. And we can also do the review. This is also we know now, right? You can just review it in two ways. You can just directly open your file db.py or the file it has done the changes in, and you will see the new code. You can just go through the new code and do a review, and based on the review you can either keep the file or undo the changes. Or if you want to know the exact changes being done, you can see directly in the chat as well. It has replaced this particular line from DB. Now it imports the SQLite notes DB, right? So you can see the small changes which it has done. So here you can do the review, and based on the review, you can keep your changes or undo the changes. So we will keep it for now. Just click on keep. For db.py, we can click on keep. So I'll expand this up or close this chat and keep the file. So now we know how to review the differences. Now you might want to verify the result as well. If you have some tests written, you can do the verification using that, or we can ask the AI itself to do the verification. So let's say do the verification and create a report of the changes you have done. It's all about the prompts. It's the power of prompts which is going to power your AI. So now it is running some tests in the background, and till the time it does this, let's actually run our code. So I'll just open the terminal and run our code. So this is our notes app. And guys, remember we created a note. It's not here right now because earlier we were using the dictionary, but now if I just create a note, I just click on new, create a note, Cursor AI, and the body we can say I am learning about Cursor from YouTube, right? So you are learning it from YouTube, and save it. So you have the third note ready. Close the app for now, close it for now, and just run the code again. When you will run the code again, I'm sure that our note should be there. So yes, our note is there because now we are using the SQLite database, which is a persistent data. Even if you close your app, you will have your data stored in the DB. So we have the notes.db, right? So I'm sure the code is working. It can have some bugs, which is fine. Whenever a code is written, it can have some bugs, but we can see that the changes are good. And if you go through the review part now, the verification part, you can see that it has done some verification. Syntax compile check is fine. SQLite DB functional check is fine. The create, list, get, update, delete, a lot of things which are there in our app functionality, it looks fine, right? It has created a report as well that it replaced the in-memory dictionary database with SQLite notes. It has added some connection, schema creation. So you can see that this is the power of Cursor. It can read your code base, do the changes, do the verification, provide you a way to review your code as well. So now we know all these things, right? The first three part, but the fourth part, it's also very important. Use the plan mode for big changes. Let's say you want to perform lot of changes, or you have a bigger change coming in and you do not want it to be done just directly by saying, hey, just do this, right? Because your code might break. Whatever change you might want to have, that change might change, let's say 5 to 10 different files. So it's actually a very big change and you don't want it to be done directly. So you can actually make use of plan mode. What you can do is just click here from the agent, you can switch to the plan mode. It will not do any changes to your code. It will just create a plan for your next upcoming change, so that you know what exactly will be done. And it's actually very good for multi-file changes. So let's actually do a plan. Let's say create a plan to add a web-based user interface to our app. Now switching from a desktop app to being a web app, it's a big change, right? And it might involve a lot of different changes in a lot of different files. So let's actually create a plan for it. And when you click enter, it will create a plan for all the things which you want. Right now, I just have this in my mind, so I asked it to do it. Now you will see it is asking back some questions, which is good, right? If the AI is not sure on something, it will ask you back. So it is asking which web stack should we use. Now it is asking us the web stack. Let's select some like Fast API plus server rendered HTML. Next, should we keep the existing Tkinter desktop app working too? Now this is a very good question, right? We have not specified the AI, but it knows what to ask. Yes, support both Tkinter and web UI share the same DB layer, and you can click on continue. And now it will create a plan, no changes in the code. And that's the power of plan mode. You can see it is creating an application plan, web UI for nodes, and you can see this file, right? Let me close the terminal and show you the file. It has created a goal, the current architecture, the proposed target architecture or the updated architecture, and you can see this beautiful flowchart of how the app will look like. It will, from the browser, it will make an HTTP request to the fast API, CRUD search, from tkinter, CRUD plus search, from the same database, notes.db. So it has created a flowchart as well, the key changes to be made in a lot of different files, right? And actually the plan mode is done, and once the plan mode is actually done, you will see this plan file, and at the end it will have some to-dos. What are the different things which it will do? It will make some simple notes app a proper package, add web.py, web app.py. It will create the Jinja templates, update the requirements, run through manual verification. It will do a lot of things. If you want it to be done, if you want all the things to be done, if you're good with the plan, just click on build. The build the plan, it will just start again in the agent mode and start building your plan. But if you're not sure on something, you can ask the agent to do the changes in your plan, right? So this is a good way if you want to perform a bigger change. Also, if you want a particular task to be done at once, you can just select it and you can click on build in a new agent. So your one task will be performed, not other tasks. So this way you can manage your plan as well, right? So Cursor IDE has a lot of different things and powers which can empower your code, empower you to build better and complex apps. So I hope I have explained you something which you got to know about Cursor. In the next video, we are going to see more about agent, but we are going to be just focused on agents and how to best utilize the agent and what are the different features which this agent mode has in Cursor IDE. For now, that's it for this video. If this video has explained you something which you got to learn, then make sure that you hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, then make sure that you do so, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this one.